So where are we on the map? Yeah, we've just taken this left turn and we're just kind of following it along. I suppose that's fine.
This ocular implant was a worthwhile investment.
Sure. Well-worn poster with a call to serve the Imperium. Yes, everyone should serve the Imperium. Another note, probably from Anvers. Yep. Read that one a dozen times.
A new challenge for me?
Behind the closed doors, you hear the humming of private washing machines and voices of laundry workers singing simple songs. Well, that's nice. Can't get back there. Or back there, I assume. Wastewater, unsafe for drinking even after purification, and now being used for laundering. Gross. Okay, there is definitely something going on here. Do we want to go deal with this first? Whatever is down here, or would it be better to explore these other paths first? Dark hideout. Just labeled dark hideout. 2 rations. Okay, so this is a food line. This must be a food area, I assume, for all the workers. That's fair. So it's not like a riot or anything. At least not yet. A ship owned by House von Valencius has arrived in Footfall. A group of Anvers. Nope. You're trying to attack the arrivals was promptly and thoroughly thrashed. Thanks to our beloved asteroid-dwelling suppliers, the price of heavy metals has almost doubled in a single cycle.
None shall stand in my way.
So yeah, dark hideout. It's labeled, actually labeled dark hideout. I don't know about that one.
Grant me the wisdom to perceive.
Saw a rat the other day, big fat one. Wish I'd caught it. Gross.
Watch out.
More of these symbols. Yeah, Hieronymus, could you seriously not find any of these? Because they are everywhere. So we can go up these stairs. And then up here, it looks like. Whatever's back there. Or we continue exploring around back here. I think this is one of those other paths that I was thinking about exploring first. So let's just head up and see if it connects to where we've already been. Because I'm pretty sure it will.
Fortune smiles on us. An ill omen.
Yep. Anything else of note as we wander along here?
I'm still new to the art of exploring.
Are you?
I'll lay claim to the stars.
And yeah, we've already been here because we've seen this one before. So where's that connected? All right, so that was this path. Do we want to go down this path now that we're back at the start? Maybe so. So that's here. Exterminator. Oh, I can't click on. Bunch of exterminators. What do you exterminate? Oh, we've got some goods back there. Oh, nope. Wherever that is, it's not nearby. So don't rush forward trying to get to it. We won't risk it. They've learned their lesson. Let's go shoot some cans instead. Fancy a wager?
I won't tolerate weakness.
Okay, you're just shooting fire into... Okay, there are a bunch of rats. So you are exterminating rats, not people. I just expect the worst, you know. Warhammer 40k and all. Okay, and we're back to here. We want to explore back here? Could. We didn't explore this side, though.
Searching is my observance.
I mean, whoever is in this cult is apparently everywhere, because they have put down tons of these symbols. No way to get back there. Okay, there were some other paths over here we didn't explore. Right. A note here, which we've read before. I don't suppose we can tuck back here at all? No, not really. What about back here? Can't really see in. Got a worker
A new
here.
challenge for me?
Anything you want to say, worker? No? Okay, nothing tucked back there. So I think that's most everything explored except for everything going on over here. And then the dark hideout. Nameless workers. Oh, right. This. Maybe we'll check this out first. Extermination Brigade Sergeant. Greetings, sir. What brings you here? Did you want to watch us break our backs out here, eh? Footfall City Crew number 3 is proud to work for the good of the denizens and guests of the station. The man winks and salutes you with his flamer. What are you doing? Just burning rats and some trash and some parasites of other sorts. The district's under quarantine, you see. It got hit by something nasty, a disease, or maybe it isn't a disease. Just some bugs and worms. What crawled out of some ships or other. It is a bit odd that it happened here and not at the docks, I'll grant you. Things like that usually start there. They even spray the place with some gunk to kill the bugs and worms. But I guess some slipped through. 2 families in that block way over there snuffed it, and the Liege wasted no time getting the district surrounded so that nobody could leave. So you don't know exactly what happened in the district. Disease, bugs, or something else? No, we don't, and we don't want to find out. If something nasty's cropped up right there, the right move is to contain it and kill it with fire. Not go in, see what it is and why it's there. How exactly did the victims die? Who knows? They found them in their hovels, already dead. Blue sores on their bodies, and they stink something awful. Which is why the lot that found them didn't even risk looting the corpses. Good on them, I guess. Doesn't mean we let them out, of course. What measures have been taken to deal with the problem? You're looking at them. We stand here, burn the foulness, and we've got people standing guard so that no one escapes. Put some mines down, a whole load of them. For the same reason. The water, the sewers, all blocked off, to stop any communications getting out. The air's open, I suppose, but the foulness doesn't seem to be airborne. There haven't been any strange deaths outside the district. Are the people trapped in the quarantine zone being provided with any kind of aid? Of course not. I mean, I heard Reverend Hieronymus has been praying for their souls, which sounded more like retribution fell upon them, and rightly so. That's the most they can hope for. I wish to enter the quarantine zone. It's tempting, but I don't really have a reason to go there now. But I'm curious about these strange deaths that are just being burned. Because the burning's covering up whatever's actually going on, and nobody seems to know. I wish to enter the quarantine zone. No dice, not gonna happen. We're letting no one in. I'm telling you right now, bribes and intimidation won't work on me, so don't even try. You can file a petition with the Liege if you're so desperate, but my advice to you would be to go on your merry way. The Void's got plenty of nasty, dangerous holes. You don't have to die in this one in particular. You'll go in and die, and that means I'll have to burn more corpses to burn. He pointedly turns away. Okay, so we can talk to the Liege about going in there if we have some reason to do so. We don't currently. More Anver's notes. Probably another rigged door, I'm guessing. Let's see what we have over here. A small nook in the stone is empty apart from dust and a few scraps of paper. There is evidence that the cache once had a small door covering it and a locking mechanism. Okay.
It's about time.
What is this? A warehouse. Okay. I suppose we can come check out that warehouse also at a later time.
Acquisition is possible.
Another symbol. Let's save before trying to open this door, because I'm worried we'll actually try to open the door and it'll blow up. Cultist lair. Well now. Apparently we found the cultist lair.
What is that?
Cast your eye there.
Another cultist symbol. Come on, guys. We've seen a bunch of them.
Follow my lead.
The indistinct hum of discontented voices hangs over the crowd. The street vendors seem to be lacking some essentials, and their impotence, the people do not hold back their angry exclamations and curses. Worker, shopkeeper.
The shadows reveal their secrets.
People on the crowd look greedily at goods which they have neither coupons nor money.
Something of interest.
Oh, is there now? Is that crate underground? Because it kind of looks like it is. And if so, how do I get to it? Huh. Weird. It's definitely not something clickable here. Looks like it's below the floor level. Alright, shopkeeper. You stand out. They say that back in Persimus Duane's time, they would have give everyone in football a crate of rot gut every month. You want a crate of rot gut? What about you, shopkeeper? I once stood on the pinky finger of the Emperor's statue. That sounds heretical. Citizen, worker. Adeptus Amsecus. Okay. This is the bar.
None shall stand in my way.
Duty prevails.
Under a layer of rust, scratches, and ancient paint, the statues of long erased letters. Silhouettes of long erased letters are barely visible. Undoubtedly, in the past, this filthy sign was adorned with the proud name of the bureaucratic heart of the entire Imperium, Adeptus Administratum. Whole bunch of people trying to get in and guards stopping them. The Martyr's Endurance. I've already had 2 emergency work orders come through, one after the other. If I'm alive by the end of them, I'll count myself lucky. Alright, I think we've fully explored this map. We do have some loot left behind. So this loot we don't know how to get to. I think that's the one that's in the floor. No? No, I think this is the shopping district. I don't know what that loot is. I guess we should go back and grab it. Here. Alright, team. Run here. Pascal, you open that up when you get here. Oh, never mind. Ha! This is the quarantine zone. Gotcha. That's why we haven't grabbed either of those. Good thing we didn't just charge in through the mines. I would have felt a little dumb for that. And yeah, I can't grab that. So then the question is, which of these many doors do we want to go through? Dark Hideout, Martyr's Endurance, which is the bar, Cultist Lair, or the warehouse. Let's go to the bar first. We've heard it mentioned a few times, as I've said. So let's see what
New challenge for me.
is interesting here. Although if we look at our journal, what do we have left to do in this section? Tattered Spirit was just getting our ship repaired, which is done. Hunt for knowledge. Study 10 planets. That's fine. Rot. A new particularly aggressive gang is set up. Their thuggish behavior must be stopped. The location of the base has been found. Its entrance is somewhere in Sector 2 in the Shadow Quarters. The turnoff can be seen from the Adeptus Amsecus. So yeah, that's the hideout we found. Footfall is experiencing severe shortages of provisions. If the situation is not remedied soon, a dramatic fall in the station's population is likely. Yeah, we need to go get food from Janice. And then this is for Hieronymus, yeah? It's well to keep an eye on the potential threat. The local inhabitants of the Legis Footfall can provide more information. There are still people still inside the quarantine zone and no one is prepared to help them. Stray. This is our companion quest for Argenta. This is for Hieronymus. Looking for the heretics. Is that different than the base for Anvers? Because we found the cultist base, which I think is a Stray. Is this the dark hangout, whatever? Maybe? Persona non grata. Find the disgraced stranger in the Amsakis bar. So that's the girl that was talking to the liege. The classified information is the 2 other planets with stuff. Okay, I think I know everything we got going on. So we're gonna find that girl in here that the liege doesn't like. It says she's a small player, but apparently a big enough player that he knew her name and knows her story.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Workers, refugees, some guards.
Oh my, this place has so many colors. Every shade I can imagine is floating in the air.
Under the floor, you can see the remains of the voidship's life support system. It seems that whoever dismantled the vessel decided just to leave it in place. So is this actually a ship? Because I thought this was just a administratum building as part of this whole collection. But it sounds like they're saying that
It's about time.
this is still a ship just parked. I guess like permanently parked here at this location.
Watch out.
Guard. Oh, watch out. We found some goods. Keep an eye out for that. Lots of goods. Lots of citizens. Medicae test over here. Logic. Just seeing if anyone or anything is standing out. No one has names. I guess we'll swing by here, grab the goods, and do the tests. There is also a door we could open. Let's do the Medicae test.
Just as he ordained.
Stuck in the plates are lumps of sawdust, toxic waste that is sometimes passed off as ordinary nutritious starch. Gross. Logic test, or do we try... Before I open the door, in case someone gets upset for us doing so, let's save. No, seems we're allowed to open the door.
Awaits.
So we've got some people hanging out back here, thugs, whatnot. Oh, hello. Are you gonna attack us? Oh, by the throne, that's him, isn't it? The poor sap who got his tongue cut out by the embers. This guy? That's the one. I think he was from the Casa Balica. Well, his troubles are now over now. He pulled out a gun and shot. Was he not shooting at us? Did he just commit suicide? Thug dies. I'm confused. The upholstery of the dirty sofa moves slightly. A soft hissing can be heard from the... distinctly heard from the depths of the furniture. Gross.
Follow
I'm
my
assuming this guy is dead, and the game just didn't put him on the ground like it regularly forgets to. Mastercrafted Power Mall. That's probably even better than our other Power Mall. Go back to Abelard. Unquenchable Fury. How does this compare? 10 to 17. Still one-handed light Power Mall. 35% armor penetration. Strike of 1. Yeah, he's just better in every way. Which is a shame, because Unquenchable Fury is that special maul that we found in our chapel's relic container. So it's like, you would think it'd be really powerful, but clearly it's not. So it's like, can we go put it back? I don't think he's ever actually used it. So throw it back in storage, I suppose. Or on display, more accurately. Yeah, that guy's dead now. And it seems like he killed himself, from what I could guess from
A
the
new
cutscene.
challenge for me?
Okay, you guys have... You have a name. Riza. You've got thugs guarding the way. Are they going to try and stop me? No. Alright, Riza, whatever. The woman looks to be in her 40s, and she is surveying you with interest. Her right eye appears to be black against her dusky skin, while her left eye emits a greenish light filtered through the smudged lens of a prosthesis. Her arms are tattooed all the way from the base of her shoulders to her knuckles. Looking for something specific? You're buying, or maybe selling. Don't be shy, just ask. Old Riza knows all kinds of folks. My boys will fetch you anything your heart desires. Is Riza the one that we were told to talk to? Yeah, Grandpa Bakval. Was he the guy on the prison that when we said, okay, we'll let you go, he told us the name and then we murdered him anyway? I think so. I'm gonna toss it out there. Grandpa Bakval says hello. Riz's face breaks into a broad smile. That old rascal. I thought he'd croaked in the mines a long time ago. But old man Bakval's still alive and kicking, you say? You let the pirates leave Ricardi Filia alive. Did we let them leave? We didn't kill them, I guess. Me and him have been through a lot of interesting scrapes together, and oh, all the weird and wonderful things we've still acquired. Bakval wouldn't send his regards along with just anyone. You must have done him a good turn. And because of that, old Riz is going to give you a special discount. You gain 5 PF discount. PF? Profit factor? On items from Fellowship of the Void faction. Well, that's cool. So just all items we buy from her are going to be 5 cheaper. Who are these boys you work with? Riza lowers her booming, raspy voice. You heard about how the clipper St. Cognatius got hit recently? The cargo was cleaned out. Everything of value taken. Well, that was my boy's handiwork. We call ourselves the Fellowship of the Void, an association of enterprising, like-minded people who have helped the upstanding citizens of the Imperium rid themselves of the possessions that are weighing them down. Yuno's Ablard's face twists in disgust. It would seem he has a rather strong opinion on the individuals to whom Riza often refers to as the Fellowship of the Void. Pirates, in other words, terribly noble of you. Is that so? Well, very well, let's return to our discussion. Pirates, in other words. Riza plasters a shocked expression on her face. Please, no need to be so crude. Your esteemed self, no doubt, is aware that Hieronymus preaches that asceticism is a virtue, and that only by rejecting material wealth can we ascend in faith. Well, I couldn't agree more. We're merely helping the servants of the Imperium to be a little more like Hieronymus, and taking a small commission for our trouble. Yeah, are you practicing what you are claiming to preach? Because I'm thinking the answer is no. What kinds of goods are you willing to buy? Tech is always the best. If it's broke, no sweat, we'll fix it and take it apart. And if you score something so nasty that your fussy everyday traders won't even look at it, fear not. Just bring it on over. Leave it to me and my boys to find the right buyer. The handling of sacred technology by laypersons uninitiated in the omniscience priesthood is a Category 8 blasphemy. Incriminating evidence of profane acts perpetrated by the unit named Old Riza has been recorded for use in future judicial proceedings. She chuckles darkly. Do you mean to threaten me, Tech Priest? Well then, I'll keep a record of this conversation too. I wonder which of us will feel the harsh hand of justice first. Will it be me, standing in chains before your brethren, or you, standing in an airlock before my boys? Well, let's see what you have to offer. We are all the way up to rank 2 with her. Does the rogue trader wish to buy or sell? I mean, you don't know that I'm a rogue trader, but I am an envoy of the rogue trader, so I guess it's fine. Navy Swashbuckler's Cloak grants +5 fellowship for each enemy in a 2 radius. No, that's the Rogue Trader's Cloak. The cloak grants the wearer plus 10% parry reduction and plus 5% armor penetration for melee attacks. Okay, that's pretty cool. Depending on what else someone might be wearing. We probably have some melee person who could use this. Hopefully Abelard, because he is Navy. It would fit. Grab your medkits, of course. Intoxicating Elixir. The user gains plus 15 to strength and plus 15 to weapon skill, and a minus 20 to willpower for 2 turns. See, that actually has value. Because I think a lot of our strength, weapon, skill focused characters don't really care about their willpower. Bayoneted Knife. When the wielder attacks with any ranged weapon at a 1-cell range, that attack also inflicts bleeding 4. We don't really have anyone who's using ranged weapons in melee. For obvious reasons. Serrated Greatsword. 14 to 20, 15% armor penetration. On a critical hit, the sword inflicts 1 stack of laceration effect. For each stack of laceration, all attacks of the sword against the same target deal plus 10 damage. Most warriors prefer swords for they provide flexibility, blah blah blah. I will have to see how that compares to Cabela's Greatsword. There's no harm in me grabbing it. And what about you? What are you looking for? Again, the same general items, except you've tossed ship components up higher. Yeah. I think these don't actually adjust. I thought these were based upon what the different interests of the people were, but it feels like they're not. So if I selected everything for you, I could get you up to 7,000. Feels like maybe I should be just choosing like 1 or 2 factions that I support and trying to get their relationship as high as I can, rather than trying to get everyone up a little bit. Because the best stuff is at the higher levels. Eldari Weapon. 25 to 28. 30% armor penetration. Dodge reduction 30. Additional hit chance 20. See, this sounds really good. It's also very heretical being an Eldari weapon. We'll call that good for now. So Cabela, let's look at your greatsword. Compare this. 17 to 20, this is only 14 to 20. So it's not going to do as much damage on average. More armor penetration, which is good. Has the brutal strike for the area, but doesn't have the brutal strike that hits 2 in front of you. Minus 12 to target's parry is good. And boosts your critical chance on the one you have. I don't know. The damage being down is bad. The armor penetration is good. The laceration effect is cool, but it's only on a critical hit. I don't know how often we crit. So it feels like having just the more damage and reducing the target's parry might be more useful. Hard to say. Hey, we got some goods here. You don't mind if I take these, right?
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Okay, and no one else there wants to talk. So that's this whole hallway resolved.
I won't tolerate
Got a
weakness.
logic test here now. Pascal, what do you know about whatever this is? The menu
Successful.
The menu system of the Adeptus Amsecus looks eerily similar to the design of the internal scan of the fuel compartment. Someone has inserted new data into the void ship's cogitator left over from ancient times. Odd. Bunch of unnamed citizens again. Gordei Skatov. You have a name. Gordei Skatov, the flabby man in worn clothes, is sighing sadly over a glass of murky booze. Only when he looks up do you notice his eyes, large, piercing, and full of sorrow, a stark contrast to his unkempt appearance. Could it be that someone actually wishes to keep me company? Allow me to introduce myself. Gordei Skatov, architectural historian. You look deeply despondent over something. What happened? Gordei sighs heavily. Here I go again, pouring my heart out to have you disappear in 10 minutes, just like everyone else before you. But alright, here's the story of Gordei Skatov, the unluckiest historian in the Imperium. I was born 2 sectors away from here. My family was quite influential, which allowed me to dedicate myself to my great passion, the history of Imperium architecture. I spent a number of years studying every scholarly work there was to find on this art, and then, once I had inherited my family's fortune, I traveled and documented the development of architectural thought on different worlds, until one day, oh that accursed and blessed day, until one day I came into possession of something quite special. Gordei pulls what looks like a book or an album with a homemade leather cover out of his bag. Both the pages and the binding look well worn. Here it is, my undoing. This is an authentic booklet titled Dwayne's Design, one of the thousands that were printed centuries ago in the time of footfall's construction. What a curious read. Please tell us more. As Cassia takes a shy step forward, Gordei smiles and shows her some of the faded pages. Footfall's founder, Lord Parsimus, was obsessed with his creation's grand future. The booklet describes in detail what Footfall was meant to become upon its completion. Dozens of asteroids turned into glorious palaces and temples, massive bridges spanning the void itself, and the marvelous flying buttresses, the archivolts of the exterior arches, the elegant arrangement of balusters, and the interior, polyphoras 10 stories tall and more than a kilometer long, cyclopean light tubes that catch the light of Furibundus and use it to brighten the halls of this in the heart of the asteroids, stained glass windows and mosaics, bas-reliefs and statues. Engrossed in his own description, Gordei stands up and starts tracing the outlines of arches and galleries with his hand. Keep listening, yawn, or leap. Keep listening. Emerging from his reverie, he catches himself, blushes slightly, and loudly flops back onto his seat. I apologize. I got carried away. But you must understand how deep an impression this booklet left on me. When my young self picked it up, I simply couldn't think about anything other than Footfall. I was ready to give my life just to see this incredible station. And of course, no matter how hard my friends and loved ones tried to dissuade me, I still gathered all my savings and set out on a journey. It is no easy feat to cross 2 sectors, especially for a common citizen, albeit one who has some resources at his disposal. I had to change one ship after another, at times being forced to stay on transfer worlds, waiting for a vessel headed in the right direction, or for warp disturbances to subside. The voyage took me a total of 107 years. In real space-time, of course, and for me it was much less than that, somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 to 35 years. And then after all those years, having spent all of my savings, I reached my dream. Wow, can you imagine dreaming of seeing this palace world, and you get here, Footfall, and it's just a den of thieves, and they've torn apart some of the areas and things that were made just to make more room for this? Yeah. And what did I see? A dump in place of the exquisite portico. Metal anthills clinging to the columns. The marble tiles pilfered by paupers to use as cladding for their hovels. Gordei hangs his head. It's been a dozen years since I came here and I still haven't recovered from the shock. I had suspected that not everything from the booklet would exist in reality, but I never expected to see Footfall in such a sorry state. It's like stumbling upon the horrible decomposing corpse of your beautiful beloved. Argenta's gaze darkens. The warp, like the shameless thief, is guilty of stealing the short span allotted to his servants. But what sense is there in spending half of your life on such an enterprise, only to then lose your spirit and waste your remaining half on nothing at all? So then ink and paper too can lie and cause pain. Cassia sighs sadly. Does this mean that all I have ever read about will one day disappoint me with the ugliness of reality? Not everything, but some things will. You can't trust everything you read, but some things are actually truthful. That is tragic indeed. I wish I could see Footfall the way its creator envisioned it. True. But you're an architectural historian. Is what happened to Footfall not part of its history? Also true. A compelling cautionary tale. If there was a book on the folly of chasing wild fantasies, you would take up its whole chapter. I think I'm just going to go with the top one. It's tragic indeed. I wish I could see Footfall the way its creator envisioned it. Now that we can only dream of and yearn for. Be that as it may, I just wanted to say thank you for hearing me out. Over the dozen years I've spent on Footfall, not one person has hung around long enough to listen to my story to the end. It's such a delight to have shared everything that's been weighing on my mind. I'm poor as a church mouse, but I still have something to offer you as a token of my appreciation. After studying the booklet thoroughly, I discovered something interesting, a ciphered message scattered throughout its pages, taking the form of a riddle. It describes certain places of interest on Footfall. I believe it is the work of the booklet's creators. What if these riddles lead to something, a wondrous discovery? I will gladly share what I have been able to learn with you. Riddles? A flash of burning, almost childish curiosity brightens Cassia's austere countenance. Have you not tried to make this wondrous discovery for yourself? I have, of course, but I'm an old man who is blind in one eye and can barely move his legs. I never found anything, but that doesn't mean there's nothing to find. Right, tell me about the places these riddles lead to. The first location from the riddles isn't far from here. It's a bridge that was supposed to go through the center of this district into the void towards the neighboring asteroid. Only a couple of its spans were built, and even those lie in ruins. Still, if the cache survived after all those years, it is there somewhere. The second location is the lantern of the Great Cathedral. A lantern is a small tower on top of a dome. You've seen Footfall's atrium, haven't you? The whole atrium is just the nave of the former Little Cathedral. The Liege's entire so-called palace would have fit inside what was meant to be not but a single room. The Great Cathedral, had it been built, would have been even bigger, but alas, its construction was just getting underway when Dwayne died and the work stopped. The lantern from its dome, however, has already been built and survived. It was brought inside the atrium and dubbed the Chapel of St. Drusus the Warrior. And that's all I know. I wish you luck in your search. Alright, I must take my leave. Good luck to you. Does that show up as journals? Yes. Cache in the old bridge, cache in the former lantern. Cool. No, those are rumors. Okay. We don't have any contracts. Whatever those are. We had quite a few rumors there, so we need to keep an eye out for some of those locations. Lovers of pitiful food are stuck to the sides of the plates. Gross.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
We can carouse here.
An expected result.
The decanter used to contain a cheap amsec, which, for the sake of attractiveness, has obviously been enriched with a deodorizing agent.